Hey everybody, I'm Razmeek, and today we're going to talk about what's going to happen in episode 74. We'll find out what storylines we can expect in the future episode, as well as speculate on the most plausible theories. The 74th episode will be very interesting as we have recently seen the continuation of the 73rd episode in an extra episode, so we already know what the 74th episode will be based on. Well, if you haven't watched the analysis of the full version of episode 73, I advise you to watch that video first and then come back here. What did G-Man mean when he said that the Titans could still use him? Will there be a temporary alliance between G-Man and the agents? How will the plot with the infected humans develop? Why did Skibidi Toilet start prepping their Titan? That and much more in this video, so I recommend watching the whole thing from start to finish so you don't miss the plot details of episode 74. Well, if you've already given it a like, I don't see the point in dragging it out any longer. Alright, here we go. The plot of episode 74 would properly begin with G-Man's penultimate phrase from the second part of episode 73. As we remember, G-Man said during the fight with the Titans that they could still use him, and this is probably his most interesting phrase during the entire fight in episode 73. Personally, I am very interested in this phrase of G-Man, because with the help of this phrase, we can assume what plans G-Man has for the future. After all, as we know, G-Man always plans his actions, and Defuk Boom himself told us all about it when he was asked questions. So, now I'm going to tell you why G-Man said they could still use him. The thing is, at this point, the Astro Toilets are after G-Man and want to destroy him for betraying them. Astro Toilets consider G-Man a traitor because in episode 67, when Skibidi Scientist fought with the Titans, G-Man left him alone with the Titans and went into hiding. G-Man was not afraid of Cameraman and Titan Speakerman, but of TV Man Titan, because he still remembers what TV Man Titan did to him in episode 47. Well, after all this, G-Man is forced to hide from the Astro Toilets, as he and his army of Skibidi Toilets are unable to stand up to the army of Astro Toilets. And by the way, who didn't know? After the Skibidi Scientist died, G-Man became the Skibidi Commander. This is confirmed from the mouth of the Astro Toilets. Agreed. Skibidi Toilets are much weaker than Astro Toilets, and this was confirmed in episode 72. Yes, G-Man was able to handle the Astro Scorpion with cunning, but the Juggernaut was more difficult. In fact, if the Titans had not intervened at that moment, G-Man might have been destroyed in episode 72. And it was after that that G-Man realized that in order to deal with the Astro Toilets, he would need a powerful force. And now G-Man has to somehow convince or force the Titans to form a temporary alliance to defeat the Astro Toilets. I think at some point, G-Man will blackmail and offer his services when the agents critically need it, or when the Titans are fighting on the battlefield with the Astro Toilets, G-Man will be helping the Titans. And when G-Man defeats the Astro Toilets, he will target the agents and attack them immediately. But it's unlikely that G-Man will be able to defeat the Astro Toilets in this way. G-Man will probably be destroyed before the Astro Toilets. About this phrase of G-Man, we have all sorted it out, and now I want to discuss with you the ending of the additional scene from episode 73, because you could say that this is the beginning of episode 74. In this episode, we found 10 people. 2 of them died, and also among these people were scientists, and that's important. I'll talk more about that soon. The 2 survivors died at this point when TV Vuman heard the sounds of gunfire. As soon as Camera Woman entered the base, we spotted the first scientist on the left. He was unfortunately killed. There were 9 people left. After, in the corridors, we found the second person. He was also eliminated, and that's all the survivors. But the emphasis here should be on this man. As we can see, he's wearing a scientist's suit, but that's not the point. Take a good look at him. As we can see, he is missing the protective headphones from the Skibidi song, and also on his face, we notice a smile. One of my viewers compared this moment to episode 6 when DJ Skibidi Toilet infected all the people with his song in the nightclub. There we could notice the exact same smile as this scientist. My theory is that in episode 74 or in future episodes we will see the transformation of turning people into Toilet Skibidi. These 7 survivors have no idea that there is one infected person among them. Most likely, episode 74 will revolve around these human survivors. And yes, I emphasized the fact that there were scientists among them for a reason. Perhaps this infected scientist here will take the place of the Skibidi scientist, or be the assistant to this scientist from episode 68. After all, agree, the more scientists Skibidi Toilets have, the stronger and faster the toilets will develop. We also got a leaked image from Elite Cameraman yesterday. He said he had this image 2 months ago, but was only able to post it now. In this shot, we notice a live person. most likely one of the survivors we saw in the full 73 episode. In the background of this person, we can notice white lines. Who knows the program SFM that knows that these lines appear when the project is not yet rendered? Also, in the background from above, you can see part of the Astro UFO toilet, namely its cannon. But we should not forget that we have a video about the plot of episode 74. In fact, there are more interesting details here, but we'll talk about that in the next video, when I'll gather a lot of information for you about the 74 episode plums. And of course, we need to talk about this man. He looks a little bit like Male 07. We talked about this character a long time ago. And if you want, you can look for this analysis on our channel, or you can get 300 likes, and I'll do a new analysis of Male 07 for you. But the most interesting thing in this image is that this character is Giga, and he is doing mewing. I think it's just a reference to the Skibidi mewing series by YouTuber Max Purple, or Defook decided to make another troll leak and gave permission to publish it now. Did you know the Skibidi toilets are preparing their Titan, one that's gonna turn the tide of this fight? I'll tell you more about it in a moment. As we remember, in 70 episodes, we saw the main exhibit room and a lot of other information. But what if in fact it's all the technology for the Titan? All the knives, arms, tentacles, speakers, goggles, and even the circulating pods we see next to the cannon, as well as the spider cam head. I think all these technologies serve not as exhibits, but as harvestable technologies for the Skibidi Titan. At this point, the toilets have all the technology they need to create their Titan. In fact, they even learned how to create a core. We still noticed this with G-Man in episode 67. When G-Man flew away with the containers in episode 73, we clearly realized that his next appearance would be in two ways. First, either he will turn into version 5.0, or he will not be alone, but with Skibidi Toilet Titan. In fact, this is the only thing that can help the toilets to somehow win, because the agents already have strong technology and Titans, and about Astro I do not even mention. But to find out what really will be in these containers, we have to wait for the release of new episodes and other plums. So what do you think will happen next in episode 74? Because as we remember, Defook promised us that episode 74 will be as epic as episode 73. You have to agree we haven't seen a fight like the second part of episode 73 in a long time. And the further the series develops, the more and more interesting. Well, before you came my other theories and analysis on Skibidi Toilet, I would be very pleased if and appreciate these videos. Well, to not miss new videos, I recommend you to subscribe and click on the bell. And with you was Razmeek. I'll see you all very soon. Bye. Have you liked the video yet? Please do so. This way you will help this channel a lot in promotion.